NASDAQ green about 3/4 and Dow and S&P around 0.5%. I'm Darren, and this is 3 things you need to know for Thursday, January 11th. Days after the Houthis declared a new war on the U.S., they launched the biggest attack on merchant ships in the Red Sea. About 50 ships are in the area of attack. The fight between the Houthis and the U.S. task force is at an all-time high. Feels like every week there is a report of contamination in our food supply. Robert Califf, FDA, and Mandy Cohen of the CDC need to dig a lot deeper and stop the sources. This time it's Sam's Club product, Busetta Food Charcuterie Sampler Meat, containing salmonella. Today's cool product from the CES in Vegas is for iPhone. Sorry, Android. By the way, I'm in that camp. The Clix Creator keyboard case is available for pre-orders and allows you to add a tactile OG keyboard. You miss the physical feeling of keys? Well, here you go. Backlit keyboard with a place to still charge your phone at the bottom. Trade while you're sleeping across time zones with Arbitrage Trade Assist. Sign up today at arbitragetrade.com. Arbitrage Trade is your trusted source for business, finance, and tech info.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Hey, do your own DD. DD. Due diligence, deep dive, double down. There are many different definitions. See, I just did it again. But in stocks and in this blog, Ari writes about due diligence. It's a term that usually follows the phrase, not a financial advisor. Ari writes, in some of our previous posts, we summarized findings from research studies, interpreted uses of scientific finds, or described how the results of an experiment could be scaled in order to release to a larger audience. Yes, we do our own research. But what does that really mean? First and foremost, anytime you look at a study, it is best to see who the research group is and where their funding is coming from. Why? Well, for the same reason most people who choose to live with their parents into adulthood still follow the house rules their parents have. It is not easy to do something that will have a negative impact on the persons who are funding your living. Yes, there is academic integrity, but when hundreds of thousands or more are on the line for funding of the lab and lifestyle of the research team, results must also be interpreted while also considering funding. In addition, it is good to read about all the elements of an experiment. Are you going to trust the results of something tested on 100 subjects or 10,000 subjects? How were the measurements taken? Was there any follow-up with these subjects? And if so, how many and what was the total amount of time that passed? For example, would you trust a diabetes study with promising results on a new therapy drug that has 150 physically fit men in their 30s whose blood draws were compared before and after the administration of the drug therapy? What about another study of the same drug and therapy where 50,000 men and women of varying ages and fitness are tested before, after, and 6 months post the drug therapy with negative results? Assuming that the drug therapy is continued as recommended with at least 80% of the test population, of course. Would you feel comfortable taking the drug therapy given the results of both studies? So, in short, the next time you research something, consider the funding, study design, and other studies that have or are investigating the same or similar things. The more you know. Stop watching and start living using Pips, our AI bot. Go to arbitragetrade.com and check out Arbitrage Trade Assist.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
The Pick of the Day! Throwback Thursday edition, where we celebrate past Pips wins. I do Picks of the Day every Monday through Wednesday, and Pips makes it easy for me with its 12 indicators. This week's winner is Lending Tree Inc., and that's TREE. They operate an online loan marketplace for consumers seeking loans and other credit-based offerings. This was a Pick of the Day pre-market on November 1st. It opened at $13 and ran to $19.72 in a month, $24.16 a week after that, and eventually got all the way up to $35.94 on Tuesday, which was January 9th. That is 177% gain since the day it was designated as the pick of the day. They won't all do that, but wow, this was a great one. Curious about this AI bot named Pips? Want to see the graphs and indicators? Check out my video post about Throwback Thursday on social media where I break it all down. Check us out at arbitragetrade.com and put Pips to work for you with Arbitrage Trade Assist. Pips wins profits. And remember, we are not financial advisors.
Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is a privately held research company. Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is solely responsible for the preparation and distribution of the contents of this podcast. The opinions offered in this podcast are for informational purposes only and are not intended to function as investment advice. Seek a duly licensed professional for investment advice. For more information about the informational research and services offered by Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC, please visit arbitragetrade.com.